Well, greetings, gamers. This is Dr. Eileen, the Gaming Doc, and this is your place and your space to laugh, to chat, to chill, to hang out, to take a moment, to take a break, to take a breath, and say it is Wednesday, and not just any Wednesday. It's We've Got This Wednesday, because no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with, you've got this. You've got the tools, the talents, the strength, the intellect, the tenacity, the gumption to overcome anything that you need to overcome. And while you've got this, we've got you. So together, we've got this. And my camera is off center, and it is quite bothersome to me. Perfect. Okay, and we have Fire Nutter. Hey, Fire Nutter. And we've got Colin3278. Have a nice Thanksgiving. How are you? I am awesome and a little better now that you're here. And thank you so much. And a nice turkey day, Thanksgiving, tofurkey, whatever it is that anybody goes with, whatever that day means to you. Have a nice one. You know, it is really interesting living in New York, and, you know, it's like I'm in Staten Island, but, you know, right across the water is New York, and the fact that I am in the same state as the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I have watched the Thanksgiving Day Parade since, well, longer than any of you have existed. Back in the 60s, I remember growing up, that was a part of the Thanksgiving tradition. My mother would be in creating the wonderful feast that we were about to enjoy at exactly 1 o'clock. We ate Thanksgiving dinner at 1 o'clock every year. That was the thing. But while my mother was up and getting everything ready, because she got up at 4 in the morning to start cooking Thanksgiving dinner, which I didn't realize how much of a thing that was until I started doing it as the mom. And I thought, wow, this is a thing. But she was up, and in order to keep us out of the kitchen and out of her hair, she would send us all into the other room, and we would sit and watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It was a lot of fun. And, you know, everybody has different traditions. And even if it's not specific, you know, like here in the U.S. we do Thanksgiving, you know, everybody has that family get-together type of thing, and, well, not everybody, but, you know, whether family is by blood or by choice, family can look a lot of different ways, and it can include our wonderful four-legged friends, those who crawl, those who swim, those who fly. Our pets are a part of what we are thankful for. And here we are on the eve of Thanksgiving. You know, I'm very, very, very excited about this because I get to go and spend Thanksgiving with my wonderful son and his wonderful wife, who you know as one of my amazing moderators, the Queen of Mayhem. So I'm going to be gone for about 4 days, and I leave tomorrow morning. I'll be taking a train to upstate New York, so I'll be staying over there Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, and then spend all day traveling back on Sunday. So, you know, if you are one of us fellow travelers, you know, I hope you travel safe. If you are the person who is hosting and is about to have your house filled with all kinds of noise and activity and, you know, everything, I wish you luck. I've been there. But either way, we can all take time, no matter whether we celebrate it or not. We can all take some time to really consider what we're thankful for, because I mean, quite honestly, there is a lot to be thankful for, and life can be really hard. And if your life is going really difficult right now, I'm sorry. And, you know, there's an old saying, as long as there's life, there's hope. I'm not doing good. I'm overwhelmed. I'm easily distracted from what I need to be doing. I feel like I've overly focused on mental health. I mean, we can understand that. And all the issues in between. Thus, I forgot to live. Ooh, and while I do want those good things to happen, it just feels unfair and unrealistic to try to force more than I can handle. I also felt a little sad missing my aunt, who I lost in childhood, and my cat Mia. Oh, we remember Mia. As this would be the first holiday without your cat. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like you go through that year of firsts when you lose someone you love. And from the time that they pass, There's like the first holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas. The first time that you would celebrate their birthday without them. If it's a parent, the first Mother's Day or the first Father's Day. Phone, stop. What? No, my fingerprint does match. Stop making noise. Anyway, and it goes all the way around that year of firsts back to the first anniversary. And in my mind, that's really when we kind of start grieving. Because at that point, the reality, I know for me, it was that point when the reality kicked in, that person was truly not in this world anymore. This person, this loved one, because like I said, pets are amazing and it's unconditional love, and that can be a really hard thing to miss. And with all the craziness of my moving and everything like that, there still isn't a day that I don't think about my Sam and my Luna. And at some point I will have another pet. At some point I will have my own place, and I'll be looking forward to that. My sensory issues are not helping matters. Yes. And at this time of the year, things get very loud and a lot of blinking lights and, people going into major celebration mode and loud music being played everywhere. So I would guess that's very difficult. Hi, Doc. You're in Jersey. Debbie Lee, 63. One of my nearest, dearest, oldest, not in age, but as far as how long she's known me, friends. You're in Jersey. Yay! Yes, I will be back on Sunday, so we can definitely get the plan down for Monday. But it is so lovely. Welcome to the other side, although you didn't have to go that far from Louisiana. But, yes. And it's funny because they've been having notices up all week to not try to go to Midtown Manhattan tomorrow. It's like, you think? It's like, gee, I wonder if they're having an event like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But it does feel cool to actually be in the same state that's happening. So I'm kind of reliving childhood fun. And yeah. And also, this time of year, I want to make sure that, that we acknowledge that, while for many this is a happy festive time, there's a lot of people that this is not a happy festive time for. And a difficulty that can sometimes happen is that just because others think that you're supposed to be happy at a particular time of the year, if you're not, they kind of feel like it's their personal mission to change your mind or essentially change you. Don't let them. You're going through what you're going through for a reason. Or maybe, I've known people who just don't like holidays. They have no specific reason. They just don't like them. It's not their cup of tea. So, like I said, I've known a lot of different types of people as patients. And some of them stated, it's like, oh my God, don't even say happy holidays to me. And I said, well, I will not. Thank you for letting me know that that's not something that you resonate with. And if people are saying it to you, they do mean well. They don't understand that that's not something. I said, maybe you could get a t-shirt. And one of my patients actually designed a t-shirt and had it made that said, no offense, but just not into holidays. And they just had it made for themselves. Well, other people started seeing it and said, oh my God, I have to get that. Where is that? Where can I get that? And they actually ended up starting a t-shirt business because of that one t-shirt. He said, oh my God, Doc. He said, the reaction to this, I've started a business making t-shirts for, cranky people. And he said, the fact that you gave me this advice almost makes me like the holidays now because I'm making a lot of money off of it. I said, well, you're welcome. But the point is, whatever it is you feel is yours. It's yours by right. If you're not a fan of the holidays, you don't have to be. And it shouldn't require an explanation. It's like, well, why don't you like the holidays? Because that's a complete answer. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't owe anybody the opportunity to try to talk you out of it. You know, like, well, you know, you should be grateful. You know, holidays like that aren't specifically, while I mean the general theme of Thanksgiving is to give thanks, but it's not directly linked. If you dislike Thanksgiving, it doesn't mean that you don't feel gratitude. It just means that the holiday is an issue. I say all that to say this, and yes, I'm old, we ramble. But the point is that you can be able to give thanks and be yourself and do your thing and embrace whatever it is you want to embrace. And that is perfectly okie dokie. And I almost forgot to do, well, technically I did forget, but then I remembered again. We have our medalists. So coming in with the gold medal is Fire Nutter. Silver medal goes to our very own Colin 3278. And the bronze goes to Debbie Lee 63 as the first people into the stream. Medalists, just like at the Olympics, stand on your risers, wrap yourselves in your national flags as we play your national anthem. I'm to the point where even just a car idling is hard for me. Yeah. Good. Bang. Good morning, Vietnam. Fable. Hi. Hi. I'm in a very good mood today. Want to know why? My life will be thoroughly incomplete and shallow if I do not find out why. Save me. And bang! That was an amazing movie. I loved that movie. That was, oh my gosh, you nailed one of my favorite ones. Oh, and you finally bought Minecraft! Celebration, fist bump, high five for Minecraft. You gonna stream it? Are you gonna stream it? You don't have to stream it. You can just enjoy it. But if you want to stream it, you can stream it. Super happy. I don't have to suffer on mobile. Yes. So, y'all, in the Discord, I have created, like, we need any more channels, but I couldn't help myself. I created a channel called Holiday Hangout. It's under main chat, and Holiday Hangout is a place where you guys can do stuff related to the holidays, because I know there's sometimes special pictures of food and recipes and get-togethers and holiday costumes and gifts and all kinds of stuff. So we have a channel, it's under the main chat section, that is straight up for the holidays. So y'all can take an even holiday puns. I am declaring a pardon. As the president pardoned the turkeys, I am officially doing a pun pardon. So from now until the end of the year, the puns do not have to go to the prison of the Punderdome. Oh, no, 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 no. Our holiday puns will be free to roam in the holiday hangout. I have spoken. I might. Oh, we've got a possibility. Who wouldn't love Robin Williams? I know, right? Oh my gosh. I mean, quite honestly, I could not name a single one of his movies that I didn't like. Oh my gosh. Mr. Homeless 411. Hey Doc, hey Mr. Harmless, give us the 411 on what's going on with you. What is up? What is happening? What's the buzz? Your favorite harmless guy is here. Well, absolutely, and we want to know all of what is going on. Yes, I am going to be jumping on a train tomorrow to go hang out with, my son and his wife and my grandkitties. What did Santa say when Santa had 3 ladies hanging out with him? Ho, ho, ho. I am a boomer of my word. I will not banish this pun to the deepest, darkest dungeon of the Punderdome. No, 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 no. I have given a pun pardon. Put it in the holiday hangout as the very first thing. What did Santa's little helpers learn in school? The alphabet. Et tu pa-pa-pa-bang. Oh my God, you guys are going to punish me for this, aren't you? Aren't you? Into the holiday hangouts with it. All right, everybody you guys have all of your holiday puns, because there is a pun pardon going on. I mean, okay, they're both kind of funny, but it's like, oh my gosh, the alphabet. Oh, ho, ho, ho. See. While normally those puns would definitely be a first-class ticket onto the naughty list, no, we will endure them, we will allow them, we will embrace them, because it's the holidays. It's the holidays, not the judgment days, Doc. That is true. That is true. So we will be festive, and we will show goodwill towards puns. But they are holiday puns, so it's the holiday hangout for them, where we will hang tinsel on them. So, and for those of you who are, not like right within the US, and what are some of the festivals and holidays at this time of the year, like from now until the end of the year? I'm really curious, because different places have different things that they celebrate and how they celebrate it. See, I would love to hear about how some of you, in other parts of the world, what do you celebrate during this time of the year? How do you celebrate it? I told someone that I was going to shoot myself because it was being inappropriate. It was uncomfortable, and they told me, and I quote, okay, okay, I don't care. OMG, Doc, what's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving? Oh my gosh. Okay, first off, Mr. Harmless, it's nobody should be inappropriate with you. That is not okay, and you stood up for yourself, so I'm very proud of you that you stood up for yourself and you didn't just let it go. So, because sometimes you shouldn't. And, it is my hope that, you didn't mean it. So, because, the world would be not the same if we didn't have our wonderful Mr. Harmless in it. My favorite dish for Thanksgiving. Well, around my parts, the Santa usually show up in a taxi while being drunk. That's an interesting one. Okay, favorite Thanksgiving dish. It would be a tie between the canned cranberry sauce or cranberry jelly or gel. I'm sorry. I love when it comes out in the whole can and you slice it into little discs. But my absolute favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving is the turkey neck. And that it's like, when you buy a turkey like from the store and there's that little bag inside of it that has all the stuff that, most people don't eat, like the gizzards and the heart and the neck and, all of that. Okay, that's my favorite part, and out of that, my favorite part is the neck, which nobody else in my family ever liked. Well, my mom. But other than my mom, nobody else liked the turkey neck. So that meant I always got it, which always made me very happy. So yes, that would be my favorite part of Thanksgiving, or my favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving. Let's see, I'm frustrated. I thought it'd be more quiet around this year by now, and really is no hope. Guess again. Yeah, it is. This definitely, which it is interesting, because human beings, we are animals. And instinctively, everything in the animal kingdom This time of year is about slowing down. It's about, for the animals who hibernate, it's about, getting ready to go into that nice deep slumber so that they can come out in the spring. For the rest of the animals, they're building up their fat stores, eating as much as they can while, they figure they're looking ahead toward a difficult winter. So, but everything is about calming down, about slowing down, about staying in your burrow nice and warm. But we humans, we get it totally reversed because suddenly everything goes into overdrive. Everybody's rushing to the stores. Everybody's rushing to the, like, get food and to cook and to visit people, and everybody's working intensely because they're going to be off for a certain number of days, so there's stuff they have to get done before year end, and it becomes a very, very, very crazy rush time, because and on the inside we're still trying to, like, oh my gosh, that nice quiet time. Let's see. My favorite dish is Jello casserole, lime Jello, blueberry pie filling, and sour cream spread on top. Okay, Fable, I need more information on this. Okay, lime Jello, blueberry pie filling with sour cream spread on top. I have never tried this. Holiday Hangouts, we're also doing recipes and food. Please put information on this, because this sounds like something that I could get behind. I mean, do you mix, like, do you make the Jello first and then you put the blueberry pie filling in it once the Jello has become Jello? Or do you mix the lime Jello into the blueberry pie filling and then, like, bake it? Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know how this happens. I need more details. Recipe that up in Holiday Hangouts. If you've got a picture of it, that would be great. Oh, pumpkin pie. Fist bump, high five for pumpkin pie. And okay, Mr. Harmless, buddy. Pumpkin pie. Do you not find that the crust of the pie will actually make or break the pie? May sound weird, but there are so many pies. It's like, if the crust isn't right, to me, it ruins the pie. That crust has got to be, it's got to be just that right thickness. It's got to be just cooked just right. Not overcooked, because then that makes it dry. Not undercooked, because then it doesn't support the pie. But there's that perfect level of doneness and that little bit of flavor that's in the crust that just adds to the pumpkin pie. Also, question, whipped cream on it or no whipped cream on it? Make the Jello mix and mix it with the pie filling. Let it stand in the fridge. Once fully set, it's more of a Jello than a pie, and you spread a thin but decent layer of sour cream on top. You should mix the filling and the Jello while the Jello mix is hot. Fable, put this into Holiday Hangouts as a recipe. I love this. Oh, I am so trying this over the season. And I know I can get all of those things. Oh my God, Jello casseroles were the thing back in like the late 1960s, early 1970s. We had Jello casseroles that were like every get-together, every barbecue, every PTA meeting, all of those things. Whenever you had a group of adults that got together, somebody was bringing a Jello casserole. Let's see. It does make or break. Yep. Cold butter, vinegar, docking, and blind baking will give you the best flakiness. Kimmy beans! Okay, I'm sensing like you have some experience with this. Cold butter, vinegar. I'd never heard of vinegar. Docking and blind baking will give you the best flakiness. Okay, we've got some crust advice. Okay, that needs to go into Holiday Hangouts as well. Because, my dear Kimmy Beans, if you have the secret of the crust, that needs to be let out. Oh my gosh. Brainstorm. Kimmy, do like a video of making the crust, so that way we can follow it. I mean, any of you, if you want to make like a video making one of your amazing recipes, Fable, I'm looking at you on that Jello. Make like a little video of you making it. Oh my God, that would be so cool. My mother and I are the only ones that will eat it. I'll eat it, hand raised. I mean, it sounds good. I told my friend who I like, and now she's not texting me back, but she could just be busy, but I'm still afraid. He told her the reason, okay, he told her, and. There's always an opportunity to explain. And, and I'm sorry that she's, not speaking. I mean, she could just be busy. And I'm really proud of you for having that possibility and not immediately going to the worst case scenario. Ooh, burps. But, and yeah, that is a tough one, and I'm sorry you're going through that. I mean, and I'm sure that she can hear both sides, that she can come to you and hear your side of it too. The reason we use sour cream is to cut down the sweetness of the Jello and pie filling. Ding, ding, ding. I like that. I used to not be a fan of sour cream, and now it's like, cream it up. You're a former cook. My dear Kimmy Beans, I have learned when it comes to cooking, there's no such thing as former. Once you have that, once it's a part of you, it is a part of you down to your DNA for life. Which means you're a cook. Because I'm not. I heat. I don't cook as much. I used to cook when my kids were younger, and as a mom, it was my job. But see, the thing is, I was never passionate about cooking. Cooking wasn't something that, quite honestly, cooking isn't something that I love. But I do love some of these recipes. Yes, pumpkin pie. Lurking side duck. Oh, yeah. Hot pumpkin pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. I mean, I'm kind of a purist. The most adventurous I'll go is maybe French vanilla, which French vanilla takes vanilla to a whole new level. But oh my goodness, a nice slice of pie. Now, I like cobblers. I like peach cobbler. My mom made the most amazing blueberry and peach cobbler. Cobblers are really good. If you don't know what cobbler is or what I mean by cobbler, basically it's like fruit, a lot of fruit, and you have either like, in some cases they'll do like lumps of dough and they just kind of let it sink into the top, and when it bakes you have this like, the dough is on top, and then, you've got the thing underneath. Now, sometimes people have dough underneath, sometimes they don't. But the main thing is like you've got this, and sometimes they do like strips of dough and they put it in there, or they do like strips of dough across the top and it bakes and the fruit juices get all up with it. Oh my God, peach cobbler is the best. You went to culinary school. Kimmy Beans, fist bump high five. That is not an easy thing. I mean, I would probably fail just when you have to name tools. I'm not good at that. It's like, what's this for? What's this for? What's this for? Culinary school. Oh my gosh, that is very, very cool. You must be like the favorite person for people to invite to parties, but then you end up getting stuck in the kitchen. Goes, oh, can you help me make this? I'm also making a dish for Christmas that I make every year. Ooh, mini. Okay, you had me at cherry cheesecake. I want pictures into the holiday hangout. Oh my God, your mom already made the Jello. Picture, we need a picture of it. I put my pun in the Punderdome and holiday hangouts. Yes, it is the first thing in. I wish I could, but I just got out of the hospital. Oh, Kimmy, well then you need to take care of yourself first. Absolutely, 100%. You should be having somebody make stuff for you. And that's okay. The crust video can wait, my dear. Eventually. My partner makes a vegan pumpkin pie with tofu. Oh, I do have friends who every year go for the tofurkey, which is a tofu thing and it looks like a turkey. Oh no, it's former. I'm no longer able physically. You know what? But you still have a chef in your heart. You know, it's even if you cannot do something physically, it lives in here. It lives in here. And it's just like the way that you just described how to make a crust. You know, it's whether or not you can physically do something is not really the full measure of being that. You know, you are one who creates. You are one who can consider the blending of flavors and the proper amount of spice and, you know, the cooking and all of that other stuff. Whether you do it physically or not. I mean, you could definitely teach it. You can describe it. And the thing is, when you describe it, because that's a part of you, the rest of us feel that. So, my dear, I will always consider you a chef. Because you're a chef in your heart. You're a chef in your spirit. You could close your eyes and picture doing absolutely everything to make an entire Thanksgiving dinner. And that would make people happy. So, you know, and maybe you're no longer able to do it physically at this point, but just by describing it, you can share things about it. You can help inspire future chefs. And every dish that they make, you're going to have a hand in that. So, my dear, you are definitely a chef. If it isn't evident, I like baking. You know, it's interesting because there's almost like these different camps for baking and cooking. Baking, I think, there's not as much wiggle room with baking. To me, baking is more like science. You know, there's formulas. It's not so much recipes as formulas. Cooking, I think you can play around with a lot more. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Blackberry cobbler is fire. Oh my God, you are absolutely correct. Pumpkin and dark chocolate is mind... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pumpkin and dark chocolate? Blown. I have never put those things together, and I feel like my entire life has been a lie. Oh my God. I like apple crisp. Oh, fist bump high five for apple crisps. You can still guide others in cooking. I create lots of art. Yes. I still do have my old food blog. If you want the link, absolutely put it over in the Discord. We want your food blog. You can put it in promote yourself and others. You can put it in the holiday hangout. I want to see your food blog. Not a lot of wiggle room for me is good. I don't do well with flexibility. By the way, I posted the recipe in the casserole dish. Yes, yes, thank you, Fable. I find it crazy how they make cakes look like convincing sculptures of the real thing of what is meant to look like. Oh my gosh, what people do with cakes is just insane. I mean, it's like you see people who, you know, it's like, oh, what was it? There was some show. It was like a TV show or something where you made desserts, but it had to look like something else. And, you know, it's like there was a theme. And it's like, you know, oh, wow. But yeah, I think baking is a lot more structured. And now, that being said, I know of some people who bake who don't even need measuring cups. They know exactly. They could measure out in their hand and they know exactly. It's like, no, this is a cup. This is half a cup. This is a teaspoon. And if you measure it out, it will be exactly like that. I find it crazy how I remember this one show that was like Sugar Rush was the name of the show. It was a good show. Oh, I've never heard of that. There was a cake I seen that looked like poop, but it was actually chocolate cake. We've seen that before. But yeah, when people, you know, create stuff and it's like, oh my gosh. And the creativity is just unbelievable. And when I watch people, wedding cakes just confuse the heck out of me. Because it's like, They have, oh, what is it they call it? There's some, it's like a particular type of icing. Somebody help me out. That they use like on wedding cakes. Boomer moment. I can't remember what the name of it is. But it's a type of icing that buttercream, no. It's like a special fancy name for like, icing used. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to Google this. Hold on. Hold on. And I know Goomer brain loading. Yes, the Goomer brain is loading because I can't remember, but there's a specific phrase. Royal icing, I don't know. Let's see. Icing. Let's see. Well, we're gonna put icing for wedding cakes. It is a. Oh, I'm going to fondant. Fondant. Yes. Because I was watching a show and they talked about it. It's called fondant. And okay, hold on. Fondant. Yeah, it's like a thick sort of, okay, yeah, like this sort of thing, this sort of stuff. Let's see. I don't like, or wait a minute. I honestly don't like turkey. There are many who don't. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna make a few covers of songs for Christmas. Fable, that would be awesome sauce. Into the holiday section with that. Guru, Royal Isaac, I don't know. Ganache. I know about the ganache. Oh, fun not. I don't like wedding nor most holidays except Christmas because I can play video games all day. Fist bump high five for being able to play video games. It's gross. Don't use it. It's almost like Play-Doh. You're better off doing buttercream. Yes, it is like, I mean, it looks very much like Play-Doh. But I have a friend who, she started her own like baking business and stuff. And she's amazing at it. And she has a ton of that. And she's done like wedding cakes. But it's like, I decorated cakes for a minute. Really? I mean, that is an art form. Bye for now. Bye, Mr. Harmless. We shall see you later. You take care. And if you want to go play video games all day, you pick a holiday to do that. But yeah, it's when you're creating stuff and kind of creating an image and creating something that identifies the festival, whether it's a birthday, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a baby shower or whatever. I mean, cakes, desserts, they can tell a story. And I think it's really cool that, people can express themselves through that. And they can tell someone else's story through that. So yes, cooking and baking, and I mean, my mom was amazing. I like muffins. Fist bump, high five for muffins. Muffins are good. I put the link in. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. The eccentric foodie. Oh my goodness. I love this. I made a cheesecake. Not just any cheesecake, but my cheesecake. I like this. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that, Kimmy. We are all going to get to enjoy that. The holiday can be a very, very crazy time. And, it's almost like, we get through Thanksgiving and then the next thing is, we're right on top of Christmas. And then, you've got like a week or something and it's New Year's. And it's really easy to kind of get lost in the idea that the year is coming to a close and that you got a lot done. And sometimes we don't give ourselves credit enough for the stuff that we got done. And maybe Maybe your life is totally turned around from what it was at the beginning of the year. And you think about the things you wanted to get done and the dreams you had and all that other stuff. And a lot of times people get stuck on the stuff that didn't happen. They get stuck on, oh, well, I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to gain weight. I wanted to learn a new language. I wanted to find love. I wanted to get a great job. I wanted to, get my own home. Well, maybe some of that didn't happen. Maybe none of that happened. But that doesn't mean you didn't accomplish a whole boatload of stuff this year. It doesn't mean that you didn't learn a whole boatload of stuff this year. I recommend the cabbage rolls. Golumpki. Glump. I would say Englishing, but I don't think that's English. Glumpki. Well, I am all about cabbage. I love cabbage. I love cabbage in almost any form, and I especially love cabbage as rolls. Hang on. I feel like it's not just enough credit for what was or what wasn't done, but also what people survived from. Fire nutter, fist bump, high five, abso-freaking-lutely. Polish! There is an amazing Polish deli not that far from me. And I went in there and I got these little things. They were truffles that have like alcohol in them. But oh my God, it smelled so good in there, and there were sausages, and it's like, I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I don't even know what it's called, but it smells amazing. They were very amused by me. Tell me you're from California without telling me you're from California. Walking into a Polish deli is like, I don't know what any of this is, but I want that, and I want that, and how do I eat that? I amuse people out here. But Fire Nutter, absolutely. And, sometimes we don't give ourselves credit for all that we survived. Because there's a lot of folks who have a lot of harsh stuff in their life, have had a lot of hard things happen, have had a lot of disappointments, have had to deal with rejection and abandonment and unfulfilled promises and all kinds of stuff. Environmental things and weather stuff and all those things that make us bend but we don't break. And I think everybody should give themselves credit for not breaking. And if you're here, you didn't break. If you are here, and yes, we're going to say this again, you have overcome 100% of everything you've ever faced. As long as you are here in this life, you've overcome 100%. And with 100%, that's a pretty darn good average. That means that there's nothing ahead of you that is more powerful than you or more than you can handle. It just feels like that at first. My grandma gave me the recipe. Oh, we need to hear more about this. Now, we do respect family recipes, but you can at least show us a picture. I had some ramen for lunch. Ramen rocks. Oh my God, my favorite way to do ramen. Okay. You have the ramen noodles, and then you take like a couple of eggs and you put it in there and you mix it up with it and it cooks with the ramen. And then when you take it out of the pot, you put like a little bit of Parmesan cheese over it and you squeeze a lemon over it. I like to put in some chopped garlic. Takes the ramen to a whole new level. And I love the broth. Had some carrots and chicken. I love carrots and chicken. With a yummy broth that I don't know what it was because it was surprisingly good freezer ramen. Fist bump, high five for ramen. I mean, yes, ramen gets a lot of very bad press. But, first off, when you're broke, and I have had times when I was broke, ramen it's a meal. And, it's... And also, when you get, not just like, the store pack that comes like 10 for like $2. But when you get real, authentic, homemade ramen and the broth and all of that stuff, oh, great day in the morning, that's good. And it's good for you. So, yes, much love to the ramen. And And I mean, everybody has those different tastes. There are people who are really, really, keen on, certain types of food and certain types of spices. I met an amazing woman. She's very, very nice. And she's one of the drivers. She's one of the bus drivers, and she's been very encouraging. And it turns out she lives like right around the corner from me. And she's from Sri Lanka. And so she invited me to her home for lunch. And we enjoyed some food that she made. And I mean, it was like, she just kind of, oh, well, da-da-da, 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 boom, done. And I mean, it tasted so good and the flavors were amazing. And she gave me, it's like this hot sauce, and she warned me. And she goes, well, this is kind of hot and all that stuff. And, I tried a little bite and then I put some more on. And she goes, you like that? I said, I love this. I could eat this with a spoon. She goes, it's not too spicy for you? No. In fact, I've asked her to show me how to make it because that stuff was amazing. I've had homemade pasta. Is it not the best? My grandfather used to make it all the time when I asked for ravioli. Oh, handmade noodles are just amazing. Oh, yes, we have the stuffed cabbage roll recipe. Kimmy Beans is coming through. Oh my gosh, I can see we are going to have some culinary fun. And, and it's like, what people who know how to cook always make it look so easy. For me, it's like I can stare into the human brain with more confidence than, looking at a thing that has like recipes and then they're asking me to do things and I don't know how to do them. They have words for things that I have to Google. I'll have to send the cherry cheesecake recipe later. When we will wait for the cherry cheesecake recipe. We can have a whole section because we've got cheesecake from Kimmy Beans. We can have cheesecake, a cheesecake-a-palooza. And I do so love cheesecake, and New York is known for cheesecake. Yes. I mean, it's just when people share stuff through the things that they know, through, their own experiences. And, it really is it's a celebration. I consider food a celebration because the way people eat, Jerry's Cheesecake Gallery, yes! But, it's like, yeah, like I need to put another channel. But we have to have another channel for cheesecake. Anyway, I find that you can learn more about people and about their culture through their food, through, how they eat and what they eat and all these other things. And we enjoy those cabbage rolls. I am definitely going to enjoy those cabbage rolls. But is it hard to make? Is it complicated? Can someone with very limited culinary skills manage this? Because that would be me. And Queen of Mayhem, one of my moderators, Supremes, not only one of the amazing stars of Stardew Valley, who can farm like a fanatic, and who is also my daughter-in-law, who I will be spending the weekend with. My wonderful son, Onyx, and my beautiful daughter-in-law, Queen of Mayhem, and my grandkitties. It's easy, but it's a long process. Okay, I don't mind a long process as long as the easy part, I mean, I almost need like the Disney version, small words, big pictures. I am technologically impaired when it comes to that sort of thing. Although, I mean, I cooked for my sons, and, they're big and burly guys, so it must not have been too bad. And they always told me that it's like, no, Mom, you're a good cook. But the thing is, I always compared, and, this is something a lot of people do. I always compared myself as a cook to my mother. So that meant I always came up short. I never considered my cooking as good as my mother's cooking. And one day, I was mentioning my mom's fried chicken and how good it was and how I couldn't do it. And my sons looked at me and said, Mom, we like your chicken better than Nana's. Mind blown. I mean, honestly, I almost cried. And it was at that point that I stopped comparing myself to my mom, because she was like that gold standard. And I guess in a way, I always compared myself to her because I needed someone to be better. It's sort of like the first time, a kid beats one of their parents at a game. And the parents get freaked out, but the kids have a hard time with it too, because it's like, whoa, wait a minute. They are my safety net. And, and it was a reason for me to kind of, put myself down. And I actually learned how not to do that. And my sons taught me that. I made it very detailed. Thank you, Kimmy. I really appreciate that. Category fruit. Oh my goodness. You keep cranking them out, Kimmy Beans. Keep cranking them out. We need all of these. By the way, one of my favorite toothpick party snacks, oh my God, I love things that you can eat with toothpicks, is oven roasted bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts. You had me at Brussels sprouts and bacon. I'll send the recipe later when I've had the oven temperature. Abso-freaking-lutely. I remember we used to do like bacon wrapped artichoke hearts. We would do like an artichoke heart, like a marinated artichoke heart, and do that thing. But oh my God, I do love Brussels sprouts. Did you take those cabbage rolls from the cabbage salesman from the last Avatar? I write how I talk. Cool. Lol, I take that as a compliment. Absolutely. I'd eat the hell out of that. I would seriously. Oh my gosh. But I am going to have to try that with Brussels sprouts. Yeah, the artichokes too. Oh my God. I mean, yeah. That was very popular in the 1970s. But things on sticks, things on toothpicks, it was, well, and, fist bump high five if you have ever had a fondue. Like, we used to have the 70s. That was the big time for fondue parties. Every house had a fondue pot. Let's see. Let me see if I can find one of our, let's see. And of course, anything vintage fondue pots from the 70s. Yes, anything from my childhood, I always have to put vintage from it. Oh, let's see. Let's see if I can find the set my mom had. Oh, I know it's gotta be here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, but if you have ever wanted to have a load of fun at a party, was that it? No, that wasn't it. If you ever wanted to have a load of fun at a party, it was fondue night. Because fondues are the bomb. They were very cool. Wait, oh, was that the one? No, I don't think that was the one. Fondue sets, you would do a fondue party. Well, let's just do this as an example. Okay, so for those of you who don't know about fondue was where you had this little pot and then you had this little thing right here and you'd have like a little sterno can and then you had these little forks. And usually in the pot, okay, sometimes it would be like melted cheese, and you would take butter, you'd take bread and you hook it on your little fondue fork and you dip it in there. And or you could have boiling, get some oil in there that's heated up, and you could take little bits of meat or little bits of like vegetables, and you cook them in there. And then for dessert, you take strawberries and you have the fondue pot, and it's got like chocolate in it or caramel. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire, fondues. And it was fun because you all sat around and everybody was dipping in and you would sit and you would chat. And those cream puffs are complicated. Oh my gosh, cream puffs. I love cream puffs, but they're really tasty. And congratulations, you've received 100 messages. Snoring Bush! Happy holidays, my dear God of ghillie suits. How are you doing? What is up? What is happening? I hope you're walking gently with the world and the world is walking gently with you, and the holidays are coming in wonderfully. I did fondue before in a crock pot. Really? I didn't know you could do fondue in a crock pot. Posted the recipe for the Brussels sprouts in the Discord. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes, yes. Oh my God! Put on the baking sheet, good crispy and golden brown. Have your toothpicks at the ready. Oh, we always have the toothpicks at the ready. Just got out of the chiropractor. Fist bump, high five for the chiropractor. They were playing Love. Oh no! They were playing Love Train. That massage. That beat my back up bad. Dang it. The new one is rough. Oh, it's one of those ones with the rolly things on it. Oh my God, I can't believe they were playing Love Train. Yeah, it was so good. Oh my gosh. You know, I never thought that would make so much sense. Because, I mean, you know, you got the crock pot and, you know, and the biggest thing about the crock pot was that you had to remember, and usually the sticks were different colors. They had like a little different colored thing, because there was nothing like getting somebody's stick confused with your stick, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, which stick? No, that was my stick. No, this was my stick. So, you know, OMG, I just remembered a dish my mother makes for Christmas every year, literally so good. We need to know about that. My childhood best friend has moved in with me. Yay! He filed for a divorce Monday, and he found out the child he believed to be his was not. Oh, Snoring Bush, I'm so sorry for your friend. And he is so very lucky to have you. I mean, you can definitely walk him through a lot of that process, and you know, and as he's going through it, he is so lucky to have, oh, burps. He is so lucky to have someone who understands and who can, and especially at this time of the year, because I know, you know firsthand how hard this time of the year can be, but oh my gosh. Wow. And, you know, I mean, and you bond with a child. That is no bueno. That is not okay for someone to do to someone. That is just not okay. You know, I am so sorry that you know, that ended up being the truth. And I'm sure there's a lot of feelings around that, a lot of confusion, and you're going to be an excellent person to help him manage that, you know, and you know, because you walked a really tough, you know, time with that yourself, and you know, at the point where you've been able to find that equilibrium with it, this is so, you know, perfect, and I'm so glad that the fates have brought you two together. Well, the fates were a little bit, but there was a lot of choice in it. And that is something we need to remember. I do believe that there is a certain kind of sort of destiny, but absolute destiny, I think, is reserved for those who don't want to choose. Because I think we have all kinds of options, all these different paths that we can walk. And just because we start down one doesn't mean we can't go, oh, that path looks interesting. I think I'll try that. Oh, that one looks cool. I think I'll try that. And, you know, we can walk different things. We can try all kinds of different things. If something, we start off down a path and it's like, wow, this is really cool. But then after a while, it's not quite so cool. But that's okay. We can go, you know what? I think I'm done with this. I'm going to go do something else. But, you know, it really is a thing about being able to appreciate where we're at, what we learned from it, because everything, even the worst things in our life, taught us something. It made us more. And even if the only thing it taught you was that it was never stronger than you, it just felt like it. That I call a win. I love that we can openly talk about hurts in here. Oh, Kimmy Beans, it takes wonderful to know wonderful. And, you know, and I mean, that is something that's very important to me. is that this is a place to talk about favorite recipes, to talk about wonderful things that are happening. It's also a place to be able to sit and say, hey, all is not well in my kingdom, and I'm going through a hard time. And, months ago, there was a streamer that a woman came in, and it was somebody who he knew, and he asked her how she was, and when she shared that her mom had passed, and he's like, whoa, 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 we don't want to harsh the vibe and all this. It's like, you know what? Authenticity is the vibe here. And if someone comes in and it's like, and especially at this time of the year, because for a lot of people, this is not a happy time of the year. And I think everybody should be able to have a space that they can feel safe going, you know what? I hate Christmas. I hate the holidays. And have that be okay. And, when somebody is going through a tough time, I honestly believe that just by saying, wow, I hope it works out for them, that it does make a difference. It shifts the energy around that person. When somebody they don't even know and they may never even meet wishes them well and hopes they're going to be okay. So, yeah, it is important. And thank you for that, Kimmy. Oh, okay. The dish is a 7-layer dip. Oh my God. The dips. Okay. Baked beans, guacamole, salsa, taco seasoning in the sour cream, shredded mixed cheese, sliced tomatoes, and olives in that order from bottom to top. I could take a bag of tortilla chips and absolutely wreck one of those. Fable. That is like one of my favorite snacks. I can eat a stupid amount of that. Oh my gosh. I mean, you throw a little bit of Tabasco sauce and maybe have one of those layers be like a bunch of jalapenos. Oh my God. Like, not marinated. Where like you soak it in the vinegar. Pickled jalapenos. My God, my brain. I've been studying a lot to learn how to drive a bus, and I think I've got a maximum brain capacity reached, because it's like for every new thing I learn, it's like I forget something. But, oh my God, that sounds amazing. Into the recipes with that fable. We need that in our lives. Thank goodness I have my sensory chews. I am so glad you do, Fire Nutter. Fist bump, high five for the sensory chews. Yes, this is nice. I'm hugging all of you who hurt. Oh, Kimmy. We feel the hug. And like I said, it matters. We grew up together, we served together, and no matter how separated across the world we became, he has always been the most ride or die person I've known. Fist bump, high five for the ride or dies. He was there when I got my divorce. In fact, he was the only person who was there. That is so cool. Oh, Snoring Bush, I love that. I love that for both of you. I hurt too. I've been in the hospital 3 times in the last 9 months with pancreatitis. Oh, my dear Kimmy. With my patients, there was very little that they would speak of as, that was like one of the most painful things. Pancreatitis. Oh, that is like horrible. I would rather go through labor again than deal with that. My body keeps attacking itself and they cannot figure out the cause. Oh, sweetie, we are sending you out the good vibes. We are sending you out the good intentions and wellness and all of that. That is a lot. And I'm just envisioning. Oh, that's it. Okay, we're going to read up and then we're doing a Mr. Miyagi moment. Let's see. Can we also acknowledge how choice can be overwhelming sometimes? Exactly, for some, because not everyone is able to be good at balancing out things. And while, yes, choice is important to recognize, it's also good to recognize that things are simply too much in some people because they have more on their plate than what is emotionally possible and or healthy to do alone. And yet it's easy to forget that. Ding, 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 100%. Mom makes it every year. Yay! And she usually makes 2 dishes of it so that we have some left over. That stuff gets devoured quickly, I bet. So when he needed a place to stay, I said, mi casa es su casa. I get the pain and I don't get the pain. I mean, and that is so wise of you to acknowledge Snoring Bush, because nobody can ever truly know what any of us really feels because they're not us. Your feelings are your unique experience because they're based on your life. And we can walk a similar path but not know exactly what somebody is feeling, but we don't have to know exactly in order to be there and support. So good for you. My kids are mine, so I couldn't really relate, but I know what heartbreak feels like. Exactly. Hanging out has given him an easier time. We've been hitting different food places. Nice. So I'm trying to reconcile the fact that this might kill me tomorrow or 50 years from now. That is a big thing, and I'm very proud of you, Kimmy. Kimmy Beans, I am so proud of you. I'm proud of you for sharing this, and thank you, because there are going to be people who see this or who read it, and they're going to go, wow, there's somebody who understands what I'm going through. I'm not alone. And there are so many people who could be going through that, who feel like they're alone. And you just let them know they're not. Nice job, Kimmy. We went to this restaurant the other day that had ping pong, giant Jenga, giant Connect 4, and cornhole. I just learned how to play cornhole. To play while you waited for your food. That sounds like a neat place. It hurts worse and worse every time. Takes my breath away. I'll bet. I discovered he's way too good at ping pong. Well, I don't know. I thought maybe it was giant ping pong where the paddles were like this big across and you have to use 2 hands. Okay, we're doing a Mr. Miyagi moment here. We're doing it a lot for our wonderful Kimmy Beans. We're doing it also for our wonderful Fire Nutter. We're doing it for everybody. We're doing it for Snoring Bush's friend. This is about healing. All right, Mr. Miyagi moment here. If you've never seen Karate Kid Part 1, watch it. It's an amazing movie. But Mr. Miyagi calls in the energy and he brings it in. But we do something a little bit more. We do something a little bit more exciting and more involved. Okay, we create this little ball of energy. And it starts off as a little ball of energy, but it's all filled with love and light and balance. And then we put more in. And as everybody is thinking those good, positive thoughts towards all of those who are going through a hard time, it gets bigger. Oh yeah, this is getting bigger. And then, okay, we got to balance it on one hand. All right, I'm balancing. And then let me find, there it is back there. Okay, here, we're sprinkling in all of the help that people get and all of the practitioners who are working with people, and we're putting in this blessing so that everybody who works with all of those who are suffering, that they be guided by whatever higher power they connect to get the right answers and think of the right tests. And okay, this is getting big. This is getting big. All right, let's see, I'm gonna have to prop it on one arm here. Okay, and up here. And we're going to sprinkle in absolute emotional, psychological, spiritual, and physical support that is the right support that we need. And all of the people who say the good things and are there to help and ask good questions and provide unconditional support. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is big. Okay. All right, I got to get something. Okay, I need you to hold this. Hold it. Hands out. Okay, now hold this. Okay, hold it. Okay, you're doing great. Okay, all right, now this is 2 hands because I am pulling out from my very own personal heart love, balance, love for you, pride for you, and all that beautiful stuff. Okay, give it back. All right. Oh, you did a good job. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to put right in the heart of it the love and pride that I feel for you and all of that stuff. And oh my gosh, it's big. Okay, here we go. This is for Kimmy. This is for Fire Nutter. This is for all you guys. This is for Snoring Bush's friend. Everybody who's dealing with stuff. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh! Y'all just got a face full. And Kimmy, I am so sorry that you are going through this. And having spent 20 years as a doctor, I I know that it can be really hard and really frustrating when you can't give someone an answer, and you want more than anything to be able to give them an answer, but you want to give them the right answer. And I think Yar led me to you for a reason. I adore you already. Well, I adore you too. Are you sure it'll fit through the camera? It'll always fit through the camera. And it really is when things that are going wrong in our bodies, and oh my God, Lord save us from the people who intend the best. The reason I say that is sometimes people can be very well intended and say the dumbest things. No judgment, and I give them credit for wanting to help, but it felt like it hit me. It is. Have you ever had someone who, as soon as they said something, you really wish they hadn't? It's like, oh, well, it's just mind over matter. Or, oh, well, maybe you need to have better feng shui in your house. Oh, my God. It's like, no, I don't wash my glasses so much. Just bueno, what's up? Bueno grande, bueno supreme. Oh my goodness, what's up? A ceiling fan. And my spirits now that you're here. Yay! My sister, yep, oh, fist bump high five. Yeah, it gets tricky when family comes in. Because everybody... I will give them credit that they want to help. Their intentions are good, but we also know what road is paved with them. And the idea that someone comes in and really almost trivializes, what other people go through. And I always know, if somebody uses the phrase with me, well, you know what your problem is. I know they don't. Or if they say, look, I know what your problem is. This is what you need to do. That's another reason to say, I have fudge in the oven. Gotta go. People want to help. But the thing is, it's like, first off, you may not be qualified. And you're more than likely, unless, you've had a lot more training, you're probably not qualified. And things are very complicated. Things are often more complicated than what most would believe. And while, yes, sometimes we do make things more complicated than they need to be, but some things are just as complicated as they are. And there are no simple answers. Well, maybe you should just de-stress. I knew a woman who was unable to have children, and her husband were talking about adopting. And she said that she was so sick of people telling her, well, if you just relaxed, you could get pregnant. My sister didn't visit any of the 29 days in those beds, but she got on Facebook and gaslit me while I was still in during my second stay. And she always jokes that I need a bubble. I volunteered to help move the body. Oh, what is the old joke? A friend will help you move, a good friend will help you move a body. And he said no. I volunteered to throw all her stuff out and remove her. He said no. I was proud of my friend. He said it was not the kid's fault. He was brought into the world. No need to put him out of his mother's mistake. Yeah, and that's a very wise way to look at it. After a year of radio silence, it's no. I created the theory that how much I listen to someone is going to depend greatly on how much respect I have for them. The people who matter to me, the people whose opinions I respect, the people who I trust, if they tell me something, even if it's something I don't want to hear, I go, okay. If I trust the messenger, I have to trust the message, even if it's one I don't like. On the other hand, If it is somebody who has spouted nothing but nonsense to me and they tell me, well, you need to do this, it's like, and I can disregard that right away. I will smile and nod and say, well, thank you for your opinion. And fudge in the oven, gotta go. I mean, it really is. And Snoring Bush, I love how you inject humor in stuff. I love how you allow him to talk about what he needs to talk about in a very comfortable way. Yeah, I'm just not interested in her anymore as family. Pretty sad, but I want no contact, mostly on her. Yeah, I mean, and that's, Kimmy, first off, I'm proud of you for taking care of yourself. That is not an easy decision to make. And a lot of people are like, no, blood is thicker than water, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, so are a lot of things. Molasses, olive oil. It's like, well, technically oil sits on top of water, so technically it's not thicker. But if you try to pour it, that's thicker than water. So, and people are in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And just because, there's a saying, just because someone's a part of your past does not mean they're meant to be a part of your future. And I believe firmly that everybody in our life is someone we were meant to encounter because there was some way that we were meant to grow through knowing them. And whether they were meant to come into our life as someone we're related to, someone who is a romantic connection, someone who is, our ride or die, or someone who's very hurtful to us, someone who judges us, someone who, broke our heart. They were important because they taught us something. And once the lesson's complete, bye-bye. It's like, it's like a spiritual contract. Once that contract is complete, there's no reason for that person to be around. And I think that you are perfectly, absolutely perfectly within your right to decide who gets to be a part of your life. I usually use the phrase, who gets to play in my playground? Because if I think of my life as like a big playground, which I like thinking of my life as a big playground, I get to decide who plays in my playground. And it's only the people who I invite. And once invited does not mean you automatically get to stay there no matter what. If you don't play well with others, if you end up showing a part of yourself that it's like, this person has shown me a different side of themselves, you can be excluded from my playground. You go outside the gate and think about what you did. But your space is your space. And you get to decide who is in your world and how they are there. Let's see. I have been his designated driver the past few days. Fist bump, high five. Good for you. His family's telling me not to let him drink. I think that your instincts are best. I tell them we've served in hellholes on the other side of the world. He's been through worse. He's a grown man and can drink if he wants. It's not like I'm letting him go on a bender. Well, yeah. And the thing is, having you there means that, grief looks a lot of different ways to a lot of different people. For me, I would go face first into a bucket of chicken. If I was upset, I was going to eat fried carbs until I couldn't. And I would eat to the point of really strong physical discomfort. But that was my coping mechanism. That was something I used, and it wasn't healthy for me. I might have been better off with, the alcohol because, then I would get sick or whatever. But I created an unhealthy relationship with food, and it's something that to this day I work with. I have to be very conscious that when I'm stressed out, when I'm upset, when I feel hurt, my instinct is to go and get something, the comfort food. And I know that's not good for me. But if a friend says, hey, you know what? Let's go out. Knock yourself out. We'll go walking at the mall tomorrow. But having somebody there is a really good thing, and I'm so glad that he has you. Nope, when blood is toxic, it might be too thick. Yes, with 2 C's. Thick! Let's see. Well, the term is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So friends can indeed mean more than family. Yep, exactly. Yep, that's why I'm on my way to Detroit. You're going to Detroit? Kimmy, I am related to probably at least half of Detroit. In fact, when I was driving out from California, I spent time in Detroit with my cousins and my uncles and and I've got like a gazillion cousins. I cannot even name all of my cousins, but they're there. So Detroit, fist bump, high five for Detroit. Let's see, my chosen family, exactly. Happy, getting fatter, and nappy. Yes, J Stun Z, my Obi, J Stun Zobi. Did I forget to turn on my Streamlabs chatbot? I cannot believe I did that. Chatbot, do your thing. Where is it? Chatbot. Streamlabs. Okay, we will fix that. I knew there was something I was forgetting, but that's okay. And we have, and the wonderful, the inimitable, the legendary, the man, the myth, the driver, my OBJ Stuns Obi, and all things from first-person shooters to figuring out about OBS to finding love in my time at Porsche and possibly finding love in my time at Sandrock. Jay, I want Fang, make it happen. To also the King of New York, the reigning monarch of Staten Island, and I will hear no argument against that. And who is going to be one day my podcast partner. We're making that happen. Jay, how are you? I'm sure that, oh my God, the kids were running amok. Apparently they had like a Thanksgiving, a little feast thing at school that was a lot of sweets, and so they were bouncing off the walls of the bus today. With that being said, we managed to snag a turkey. Yeah! So we're making ribs, turkey, pork butt. I love pork butt. And beer for Thanksgiving. Oh, Snoring Bush, I want to come over to your house. And Asta 78, yes, another one of our culinary. Okay, for those of you just coming in, over in the Discord, there's a brand new channel. Yes, Jay, while your back was turned, I made another channel. We're calling it Holiday Hangout. The Holiday Hangout is the place to post your favorite holiday recipes, the place that your pictures of your holiday foods, your holiday directions, talk about your holiday traditions, post pics of your holiday stuff, tell your favorite holiday story. And yes, we are doing a pun pardon, so holiday puns do not have to go to the Punderdome. They can go into Holiday Hangout. And Asta, we have got a culinary corner building in that section in the Holiday Hangout. Redang, nasi goreng, and gado. I'm not totally sure what all of those are. I know about the one with the rice with the egg in it. What's gado? I'm intrigued. I must have this in my life. I'm thirsty and hungry. I'm half there. I'm only across to the west side of the mitten. Detroit was the first place where my cousin ordered French fries well done. In my life, I had never heard somebody request how they wanted their fries made. But, and it was like, oh, okay, how do you want your fries? And she said, well done. And I'm like, and they said, well, how do you want your fries? Medium rare? And it's like, no, you don't want a medium rare. It's like, okay, so that just basically means that they're fried twice, but they're very, very crunchy. And I said, well, I don't want them well done, but maybe medium well, because I like a little bit of softness with it. But yes, Detroit, amazing. Deep dish Detroit pizza is awesome. I sometimes wish I'd felt like I had someone that I can go to and they manage my issues, because it's simply too much and hard to balance. Yeah. I can't just simply live and enjoy life, especially when I have so much to deal with, but the reality of that is harder to find, and even if I did have that, there's no guarantee that it would be as I hoped it would be. Okay, that's a very important thing to bring up, because sometimes we wish that we had something in our lives, and it turns out the wishing ends up being more than the having. Oh my God, there was an episode of Star Trek, like the original Star Trek, like the Kirk and Spock Star Trek, where it was an episode where I think it was called The Naked Time, and Spock was going through his, like, 7-year itch or whatever, and, his mating crazy, and he had been, like, promised to, there was, like, this arranged marriage, but the Vulcan woman that he was supposed to marry while Spock was away had fallen in love with this other guy. And so she tried to, hatch this plot to get Spock to leave her. So, anyway, it was this whole thing. And afterwards, Spock was saying, it's like, because she was saying that she wanted this other guy. And he said that you may find that often the wanting is better than the having. It may not be logical, but it is nonetheless true. And it was like, that was like one of the big scenes. I'm old Star Trek, original Star Trek. Next Generation was wonderful. Love Picard. But no, the old original Star Trek. But oh my gosh, that is a very important point to make. Is that, at some point we have the reality. Beef in a spicy coconut sauce, egg fried rice, and a veggie dish in satay sauce. Oh, Asta, you describe stuff and it makes my tummy growl. I can just picture that. Oh my God. At some point, Asta, you and I need to get together, because I would just sit there and have you bring dishes out. You could tell me what they're called. Oh my God, they sound so good. Yeah, we do that here. I don't do holidays. Christmas is a bad time for me due to trauma anniversary. You know what, Asta? That is absolutely 100% A-okay. And, we call it holiday hangout just because it's during this time of the year. You can hold that in any way you like. And I'm sorry. I am so sorry that is a difficult time for you. And that's okay. We have people, there's a lot of folks who can totally relate to that feeling. They haven't had your experience, so they can never understand totally your experience, but everybody has their own. And if there was a painful experience related with that, I'm so sorry. And, however you want to express that, whatever wording you would like to put around that, is aces with us, and we do want to honor that with you. Let's see. Also, we don't have Thanksgiving. Yeah, I've been asked by Americans if we. Oh my God. Alrighty. On behalf of Americans everywhere, I would like to sincerely apologize to everyone from another country. You're all beautiful. I would like to apologize to you for Americans who have said, oh, what do you do for Thanksgiving? Or, wow, 4th of July. Sorry. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh my gosh, that's the other thing I forgot. Okay, hold on. I did a mistake. Hold on. I have to do a corrective thing. Thank you, Fancy. Thank you for reminding me. Hold on. I have to fix something real quick. Channel points. I forgot I turned all those off. Okay, bunny ears, flash from the past, on, add a hat, on. Okay, they're all on, and because of that free, Fancy, Fansla, who is a member of my Nameless Family fam, who is also my commander-in-chief of my Nameless Family team. Not only will I add a hat, and I've got a new hat. Oh, new hat. I bought a new hat for an occasion. Look at this hat. This is a very cool hat. Look at that. We're putting that hat on top of this hat. New hat. And I'm almost out of Bean Boozle beans. But what? I am going to bean up. I am going to bean up because as a penalty, this is a penalty bean. Now, this bean could either be juicy pear or it could be booger. But I am going to bean up as a penalty for not getting that corrected. My bad. Yes. All right. Okay, juicy pear. Don't punish me, bean gods. It's going to be a holiday. Okay, juicy pear. Good bean. For those of you who don't know, Bean Boozle beans are little jelly beans that could either be something cool, like juicy pear, or gross, like booger. It could be cool, like peach, or gross, like barf. I have eaten more than enough of these beans to be named the Bean Boozle Queen, and I've got to order some more. Anyway, all right. Good bean. Why? I'm a nice person. Oh, that's not a good bean. That's not one of the good beans. That's the booger bean. Oh my God, we're talking about such good foods, and now I've got the booger bean. I am a boomer of my word. Tea. Gross. That is a fabulous hat. Thank you. Whereas if I lived in a windmill, smoked weed all day, and if I walk in wooden shoes all day, on behalf of Americans, I would like to apologize to anybody who was asked by an American if they live in a windmill, or smoked weed all day, or walked in wooden shoes, or people in France, whether or not they all eat baguettes, people in South America, why the water swirls in the opposite direction. Also, happy election day for the Dutchies in chat. Fist bump, high five. I gonna be Booker. Asta! To Asta! I have those for streams as well, though mine are just the bad ones. Oh my God. Was that today's oops? Yes, it was. To be fair, in the part of the country I live in, many people do walk on wooden shoes all day, but them's the farmers. Oh my goodness. It is. Shame on you. Asta changed the fabric of reality on me. Alright, I have no regrets. But yes, people can ask some very, 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 very silly questions. Oh my God. Oh, it made my nose run. That was a bad bean. Anyway. It is, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. It'd be nice to at least have the means to better balance my needs while not forgetting to live, but it feels like I can't help but feel like progress is rolling fast enough to feel like something is getting done before more problems occur. Yeah, and also, Fire Nutter, part of the reason I got this was because of the fact that it reminded me of the hat you put on the AI that you made for me. Ugh. Burps. Oh my God, when you burp, you taste it again. Ah! What? I called it. Cheers, Asta. I went to Comic-Con this Sunday. Really? That was incredibly fun. Nice! Many joys were had, many monies were spent, many snacks were eaten. Oh my gosh. The line for the food. Oh, I mean, fist bump high five for anybody who has ever gone to, like, one of these big things. Have you ever been to like one of these events? And you go up, you look up and you see, oh, the line for the food is short. But then you realize that they left a gap in so people could walk through, and that the line for the food is actually out and down and around and on the next block and past 2 other restaurants. We were a cosplay group of 12 Astarians. 12! Yes! Nice, nice, nice. Oh my gosh, those things. I mean, I had a lot of fun at TwitchCon. I had a boatload of fun, and I met some really, really cool folks, and learned a lot of stuff about, like streaming and things like that. So, yeah. Lol, I didn't buy con food. The group I happened to meet up with gave me some KFC. Fist bump high five for KFC. Honestly, I like the KFC chicken sandwich better than the Chick-fil-A, and better the bean. Bean's backing up on me. Anyway, but I really like the chicken sandwich. Well, going to a football game where 48,000 people go to. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I know the long waiting lines. I mean, it's like you get into a line and it's like, am I going to the bathroom? Am I waiting for food? Am I trying to get out? I don't know. It's a line, and I'm trusting that the person ahead of me knows what they're waiting for. Oh my gosh, concert lines. But yes, yes, going to a football game where 48,000 of your new best friends are all lined up to go to the bathroom. I mean, when I was little, I always thought about, oh, it would be so cool to go to Times Square and ring in the new year in the middle of Times Square with a bunch of party goers and watch the big, giant lit up ball drop. And I thought that would be really, really cool and really, really neat. And my Jay informed me, being the king of New York, the reigning monarch of Staten Island, he told me that probably one of the last places I would want to be would be in the crowd on New Year's Eve. You can't get out to go to the bathroom. You're surrounded by people. They start gathering there hours early. So I mean, who knows? There may be people right now already lining up, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet. But, from the way he described it, it was like, maybe I'll just watch it on television. Although, okay, I've modified my plan. I want to one day be over Times Square. So one day I am going to be famous and rich enough that I am going to be able to rent one of like the apartments or, one of the hotels, which you probably have to rent one of those hotels for New Year's Eve where you can see Times Square. There's probably like a 5 to 10 year waiting list. And it's going to cost thousands of dollars a night. But one day I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have all of y'all come and be my friends. We can all sit there and watch the ball drop from a nice place where we can go to the bathroom. And Asta's cooking. And Kimmy Beans is cooking. And Fable's cooking. Let's see. I don't really care for bathroom lines. I can pass for both sides, and every event there's always one line way longer than the other that would give me anxiety, so I just go with the shorter ones. I mean, really, at concerts, back in the old days of concerts, it was like, okay, the men's line is shorter and it's moving faster. Okay, guys, we're coming in. And they're like, oh, God, the women are coming in. I think there would be around over 100,000 people. Yes. Also, side note, screw cosplayers who go with their big wings into the dealer's hall. Stop blocking the darn tables! Fist bump, high five. Okay, that's been going on since like the 70s, where people come in and they've got, the costumes are beautiful. I will give them that. The costumes are stunning. And when you're in a crowd and you've got people with a wingspan and you're trying to get up to a table and they're blocking it and, it's like they turn and they smack into you. I totally get that, Fancy. I absolutely get that. Oh my gosh, when the costume gets to be a little much, when the costume gets a little, it's like, go outside, take the pictures, save it for the costume contest, because almost all of them have a costume contest. It's like, walk out with that, but you don't go out on the floor with it. I would end up in a fight breaking wings. Make a wish! And make them things detachable at least. Or fold in. Wings fold in. Now, if somebody had like the wings, they fold in, they just stay with them. And it's like, okay. And then, you go outside, or if people, it's like, oh, I want pictures with that person. Yes. Really, either detachable or fold in. It's like most cosplay wings aren't foldable. See, that is an idea whose time has come. Fancy? Make it happen. Make it happen. And guide them. Be like, be their guide. Be their inspiration for the creation of foldable wings. Because that's what wings do. Wings fold. If they really are true cosplayers, if they really are true to their art, they create wings that do what wings do, which is freaking fold. Lol, you should watch Lordy Hard Rock Hallelujah. Really? I don't know what that is. Lordy Hard Rock Hallelujah. Hold on. I'm copying that. I'm Googling that. I have to Google that. Lordy Hard... Oh my goodness, he looks feisty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if anybody is wondering about Lord Hard Rock Hallelujah, hold on. Okay, this is I mean, they remind me of Guar. Oh my gosh. Oh, see, this was like 70s band stuff. This was like, Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. And oh my gosh, I would love one of these concerts. Oh, I will definitely be looking them up. I will definitely. Thank you so much for making this a part of my life. I am definitely looking that up. They won a Eurovision contest. I can see it. Foldable wings are so much more expensive, yes, and time-consuming, 100%. To make, yeah, it's possible. Do people give a fick? No, not really. Cheaper option, that is. They are amazing. Oh, I mean, that looks very, very, very cool. I mean, and they harken back to, my 70s era where it was like, bands were, it was like the more outlandish Twisted Sister. No, I'm Dutch. I remember being in school when Lordy won the Eurovision, and soon everyone was wearing their merch. Nice. Oh, fancy. No. We don't start condolencing people for where they're from. It is, I am definitely, gonna go visit Asta, because Asta, I get to say that because I'm Dutch too. Okay. All right. Well, same to you, Fancy. Why? I think that it would be lovely. The language is amazing. I had a patient who spoke Dutch, and it was like she would get a phone call from home, like during one of the treatments, and it would be like this fluid, amazing, like really, really cool, and I just love listening to her talk. The language is amazing. The food is amazing. You should be proud. Yes. I despise the language. Only language I like is Frisian. Ooh, what is that? Details. Frisian. What is Frisian? Recommend Windrose because they, for me, are like dwarf rock bands where they dress up as dwarves. Called Windrose? I'm Googling Windrose. Hold on. Windrose. Band. Let's see. Italian power metal band. Okay. Images. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is cool. Hold on. That is a cool looking band. Then again, you have me at swords. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this so much. Wait. Oh, I'm definitely looking them up. I really like that. See, I love the bands that have, like, you know, they get a look. I'm not sure what that is. That's... Ooh. Well, that's kind of cool. A Windrose map. See, now I'm intrigued. Well, that's all interesting. Anyway. But, oh my gosh. It's part of a Netherlands we deny exist. It's the only dialect that became a proper official language because the Frisians were too stubborn to speak Dutch in court. Fist bump high five. I'm finished. The lady was pretty hyped here. Now it's time to hype up Megadeth because they just got a Finnish guitarist. I'm Googling Megadeth. Megadeth. Not Megadeth sauce. Megadeth band images. Let's see. Oh my God, they've got the 70s, 80s hair. This is the 70s hair. They are like Metallica. Oh my goodness. Oh, nice one. Warheads on foreheads. Oh, this is so cool. I like it. I like it. That is cool. Okay, so just, let's see. Where is Gwar? Gwar. They were a heavy metal band. Images. Okay, so for you guys, this was Gwar. Gwar was like a heavy metal group. Yep, that's Gwar. I think they were like in the like late 80s, early 90s. But oh yeah. Definitely absolute heavy metal. But that was Gwar. Let's see. Wild Rose did the song Dingy Dingy Hole Song, and it's awesome. I will look that up. All jokes aside, it's a decent country. The social system is quite strong, and it's fun to be able to get to the other side of the country very easily. Yeah, it took me like a week to get to the other side of my country. We have 3 official languages in the Netherlands: Dutch, Frisian, and Papameto, a Creole language spoken on the Dutch Caribbean island. You got Creole in there! Fist bump high five! I am a descendant of a high Creole, so my father was a high Creole. And no, it wasn't smoking anything. It was a form of social status. But that is very cool. I love languages. I think languages are awesome and beautiful and amazing. But, yeah. You know, it's... I mean, the fact that we've got people from all over the world hanging out here together. Apa Kabar. Is that a food? Is that a place? Is that a language? Is that... I don't know. The reason it's a Dutch language is less cool. History and all. Yeah. I mean... There are so many things in the world that are really cool, But then when you look at the history of it, it's not so cool, and it can be very upsetting. Oh, it's a language, Indonesian. Nice. Yeah, I mean it's sort of like, you don't look too close at, okay. The rule for, it's like growing up with a father who was Creole and who had Cajun cousins. When it came to food, you don't ask too many questions. Oh, burps. Oh, God, that bean is still backing up on me. The idea that if you like something, you never ask what's in it because it's only going to upset you. So the whole thing was, just enjoy the cooking, but don't ask questions. And I live with that. I love that. But yes, and history can sometimes be like that, where it's like, oh, well, if you enjoy that. I mean, on one hand, it's important to know the full story behind something so you can really figure out whether or not it resonates with you to celebrate. And for many people, Thanksgiving is definitely not on the list of things, especially those, the indigenous peoples who, shall we say, it was not a good thing. So, and it's important to see things for how they really are and not to be afraid of that. So I love that, it's cool, but, there's everything has a shadow side, and the fact that it has that shadow side and being able to acknowledge that. Hello again, Doc. Rella. Hey, Rella. What is up? What is happening? And much love to the system. Hello, hello, hello. Say hi to everybody for me. Indonesian has Dutch words in it because of the colonial past. Yes. It's very ironic. We went all over the world for spices and proceeded to use none of them. The food here is incredibly bland. Pepper is too spicy for many people. Oh, that breaks my heart. Hello, Zarel. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yes. Personally doing kind of okay-ish, to be honest. You know what? We'll take that as a win. Okay-ish sometimes can be as good as it gets. Been going through a few things lately. Well, Rella, we wish that everything is okay and that you guys are being supported, and it's always good to have you here, and I hope that those things that you're going through ultimately leave, and the only thing they leave behind is wisdom and a sense of accomplishment and pride for you that you made it through. Let's see. What would you think if there was a cursed language that no one is supposed to learn, else negative effects can be felt? I woke up one overwhelmed thinking about that, not entirely sure why. Well, I mean, in many cultures, there are phrases that you just don't use. There are, names you don't speak, the whole Voldemort thing, but, I think most languages have sort of that superstitious piece that is a part of it, which is very interesting. There are two I know of. Yep. I love spicy food. Asta, fist bump, high five. Wait, Asta, it's past midnight. Why are you awake? It's sleepy time. Same. I started adding spices to my food so people wouldn't steal my food from the fridge, and now I love it. Kona's in. Hello. Well, hello. It's so wonderful to have you here. Same, yep. It really is, it's a little hard sometimes to keep things in place. Sometimes, especially around few people, I'm not too sure if it's just my thoughts. Well, I mean, your thoughts are valid. Your thoughts are a part of you. And, we think our thoughts for a particular reason. If you're having a thought, there's a reason it's there. And, and it should be respected. It's a place where you can begin to question. And frankly, I think one of the best things we can do is when we have a thought to take a look at it, deconstruct it. I mean, but I'm 28% Indonesian, so I love spice. I think that is brilliant. Spice your stuff so nobody eats it. Yay! Oh my goodness gracious. So on that note, that's about our time. And how are y'all? We are all fine, and I hope you're doing well too. And you came in like right at the end because, my dears, I have packing that I need to do, and I've got a couple of things I need to take care of, and it's going to be time to get up because I've got to get up early so I can go and catch a train. So I've got some laundry to do. I've got some packing to do. I've got some stuff to do. So we're going to call that. But I won't be streaming because I will be over at my son and my daughter-in-law's house. So, but I'll be checking into Discord, and so we can hang out in Discord, and we'll be checking in. The Dakota says, "Sleepy, what about you?" I just don't want my thoughts and my mindset to upset others in the system. Well, I would say that that's a very, very important thing, and communication is key. And to be able to communicate those things, even if it means like writing notes to other members of the system. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, my dear. And everybody, please have a wonderful holiday, however you describe it, whatever you do. Even if it's not a holiday season for you, may this weekend be wonderful, peaceful, joyous, and filled with all of those things for you to be thankful for. So you've got a lot going on. And welcome in Late Night Panda. Also, Doc, if you want to reschedule, no. We are on. We are on. Good luck with your to-dos. Thank you for people that celebrate, and if you don't, blessings to you anyway. So everyone, we will be back on Monday. And you can fill me in on the weekend. I will fill you in on mine. Take care. Please remember that you've got this. Whatever it is you're dealing with, you have it. You have the power inside of you to deal with whatever this is in your life that you're dealing with. And while you have this, whatever your this is, we have you. So together, we've got this. We back you up. We are here for you. We may not be able to change what you're going through, but we can give you a place where you can feel safe to talk about it. Anyway, everyone take care. Just much love to all of you. Please remember that not only can you do this, you can do way more than you think because you've done way more than you think. Please remember that as the year comes to a close and you think about all the things you haven't gotten done, you've gotten a lot done. You've overcome a lot, and be proud of yourself for that. And please remember that you are the only you in all the universe. You're the only you that's ever been and the only you that will ever be. And what that does is it makes you special, it makes you sacred, and most of all, it makes you necessary. Because, and the hats stay on, as the only you in the universe wouldn't be the same or complete without you. Let's see. And Jay Stunzy. People say, I would not say what I'm thinking. F off, Panda. F your couch, Jay Stunzy. You gonna come to game this week? Yes. I'm always gaming, dude. Just hooked into GTA RP right now. Yes. Anyway, everybody take care. And may you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever applies to you. May you walk gently with the world. May the world walk gently with you. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings. From my heart to yours. So everybody, have a good day. Learn something new. I'm proud of you. And I love you. So everyone, take care. We are doing a thing. The love train is pulling out of the station, and we'll be back on Monday. Enjoy. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Bye. Woo, woo.